Hello, my black egg friends. I haven't done many readings for you. Let's see what's going on. This is in the last chapter of this book, and it is one of the last cards. Okay, black egg, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth inside of it. The truth. It's hard to read this font sometimes. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. The black egg in the 5th chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat, at the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. The Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. Okay. So it's all about self-expression, and of course expressing your authentic truth, your authentic self. Now we're looking at the tea leaf cards, and you got 9 of them. I usually go for 6, but you got 9. So here we go. Obviously, great good fortune is something that you would very much like to have. Oh, sorry, I forgot. The tea leaf cards are here to help you determine whether or not this reading is for you or not for you. Yeah. Kite, vacation. This may not be a literal vacation. Pale, time to get out of a situation. Okay, and then we have nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And we have fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. That's not really conducive to a good nest. Frying pan, trouble, accusations, bird perched, waiting for news, package, or letter. So I would guess that your loving family situation, even if it's important to you, is not particularly stable right now. Seems a bit heated. Ink pots, problems to be resolved, feeling tied down or frustrated. Okay then. So, I'm getting a general sense of frustration, honestly, with the strong emotions and the ink pot and trouble, accusations. So definitely things are not feeling too settled. It seems like your home life is of primary importance to you. Right, since I don't really see anything here about any other aspect of your life. Wow, I can't believe this. I just did a short reading, and the world in reverse was one of the first, it was the second card out for that reading. Okay, so the world in reverse is about feeling stuck. This should be a time of success for you, the end of one chapter, the beginning of a new one. So a successful completion that brings some kind of reward. And instead, you are stuck. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands can be about fast action, news coming in. You have this bird perched waiting for news, so there's kind of a confirmation there for that one. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, that's interesting. So Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity, giving and receiving. It's also about possibly getting help from someone, a mentor. But we have it in reverse here. So there's a lack of reciprocity, and or you're not getting good advice from someone, which is probably contributing to you feeling stuck. However, you have the Eight of Wands, so maybe things are coming unstuck. Four of Wands. So that came out standing on edge. So I'm not quite sure whether it's supposed to be in the upright or reversed. Perhaps for some of you it's in the upright and some of you it's in reverse. So the Four of Wands refers to your community, your family, your lifelong friends, not temporary kinds of connections. But in the upright, you know, this can be wonderful and supportive and maybe even refer to celebrations. In reverse, it could be that you do not have a supportive family or community. Possibly they may be toxic. You'll have to decide for yourself which one applies. I think it's a bit of both depending on who you are. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. All the pages are about initiation, possibly messages, especially interesting considering your bird perched and your Eight of Wands. But, so the Page of Pentacles would be an initiate, someone who is starting something new, perhaps even a new job. But they are dedicated, they are, they have integrity. Unfortunately, this is next to the Five of Swords, which suggests a certain degree of self-sabotage. Okay. Get the Empress in the uncertainty position. We live in a society that does not value the Empress. So the Empress is an understanding and an ability to work with the natural ebb and flow of things, an understanding of the seasons of life, of the year, of course, of all things, honestly. So if we look at yin, yin is structure. So your bones are yin, relative to your muscles, which are yang. So muscles are a wonderful thing, but without bones, there's no movement. So the Empress makes everything else possible and understands that there is a time and a season for all things. And we have the Hermit here, so perhaps the time for you right now is one of going within, taking some alone time, figuring some things out. Interesting. Now we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands in the upright, unfortunately. Someone who's very enthusiastic. Again, an initiate, possibly a message, but a great deal of enthusiasm for life. This would be someone who is willing to change. Well, just as I said that, the Ten of Swords came out. So, great deal of change is necessary. So I was puzzled about this Two of Pentacles being in the uncertainty position. Two of Pentacles is about managing change, flowing with change, balancing, finding one's footing in changing circumstances. And it looks like, so this Eight of Wands is a really disturbing looking Eight of Wands, honestly, with this bird trying to fly through all these arrows. It does not look positive at all. And then we have the Five of Swords, being self-sabotage, the Ten of Swords being an ending, a very painful ending. So this column here is all quite negative. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Eight of Wands is not necessarily negative, but I'm not getting good vibes from it this time, even if it is upright. Perhaps the news that the Eight of Wands is carrying is not good news. So there is a misalignment with the natural order of things. I think it's not a permanent fixed misalignment, of course, and nature would always tend towards finding a way. And of course the Two of Pentacles, I think what we're seeing here is a temporary imbalance, especially in regard to the so-called feminine traits, which are really human traits that have been devalued by the patriarchy and projected onto females, women, girls. Okay, so you cannot have health without these traits, these qualities, the ability to be flexible, move with change, adapt, and still maintain integrity. Prioritizing, of course, health and well-being of all, not just one person or a few people. Okay, that kind of went in a strange direction. All right, let's see what the universe has to say about all this. Perhaps there's a need for self-expression here as well. Although, with the Hermit and the Page of Wands, that's an odd combination. The Page of Wands is very expressive and lively and perhaps not thoughtful, but definitely outgoing, where the Hermit is the ultimate introvert, at least for a short period of time. It's not supposed to be a way of life. So crossroads, journey, multiple choices. Whoops, these cards. I'm having trouble with these cards in this weather. They don't like humidity. So, something revolutionary has happened. We have this crossroads, golden ticket, big break, turning point, once in a lifetime, dark to light, revolution. Do you have the courage to go forward with this great change? This is obviously not a small change. And some people, well, most people have a great deal of difficulty with big change, which is why you may have some uncertainty here. And an ending. Great change pretty much inevitably brings about endings. Has there been sneakiness, self-interest, dishonesty, deceit? especially in regard to a romantic connection. And yet, here we have the arrival of someone new. Or someone, I shouldn't say new, just someone. It could be a return of someone. Someone. Then we have this, the bear, the boss, the judge, the coach, finance, benefits, wealth, a protector, protective person. Definitely a course disruption. Oops. Dismantling my layout again. Not necessarily a bad thing. Wow, difficult today. Okay. Well, we already covered in your first row that there's been a crossroads, a big change, revolutionary change in your life. This may be referring to that. And then squirrel and ADHD. For me, it's ADHD. Because the squirrel, to me, represents a distraction or someone who is easily distracted. But also miscommunication. Energetic, perhaps secretive, hoarding, saving. Perhaps somebody with a prepper mindset, trying to be prepared for everything. A little bit paranoid, I think. Oh, dropping cards everywhere, sorry. Then we have woman, either you or the person on your mind. And compass, true north, discovery. Oh, that's a wonderful thing. Perhaps you are discovering yourself, which is definitely worthwhile. And now we have, oops, I put that in the wrong order. Okay. The guy who studied the wolves and came up with the alpha and beta thing later retracted it because it proved to be completely false. However, it tied into the patriarchy narrative or approach to organization. So it took fire. It really rooted into pop culture consciousness. But in reality, the alpha male is not natural. It is not, as it's talked about, discussed, defined currently, it's not natural, it's not healthy. So I have a lot of trouble with this particular card, especially because the dogs that are pictured here are not the right dogs for the job. Those are not sled dogs. A real sledder would never, ever use those breeds. So there's a lot wrong with this card. So I think that somebody was very ambitious, very much buying into conventional ideas about how things should be. And that would be very stifling. Instead, perhaps you're moving on from this nonsense into the drum, self-expression, being heard, speaking your mind, communicating, rhythm and balance. And then here we have heart and mind, compassionate wisdom. Of course, I see it as heart-mind coherence. And the more recent research suggests that there is actually a kind of heart-mind because there is a nervous system inside our hearts that communicates with our brains. So we do have a heart-mind. Anyway, so we have compassionate wisdom, emotional intelligence, intellectual emotional balance, authentic decision making, wholeness, integration, and I would also suggest emotional regulation, self-regulation. Extremely important. You can't really have communication between two people unless both have the ability to regulate their own emotions. So that's definitely about balance. So it does look to me like a progression from this into something that is real and natural and genuine, as well as compassionate and wise. So you have here a really, really wonderful progression. You are finding your voice. You are finding your connection to your heart mind, to your true self. You are finding your path, your direction. I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about this one. It may feel like a complete detour, a very big course disruption, no doubt, because you are moving from the conventional into what is true for you. And although it says know where you're going, that's really not possible in these circumstances. What's important is for you to know your next step. You are on the long and winding road. It is an exploration. Patience will be needed, also flexibility. You should take it slowly. Treat it as an adventure, an exploration, and enjoy the journey. You've made an enormous amount of progress. I am wishing you all the best. Till next time.